All right. We gotta try this again. Now they gave me less stuff. You can actually play games on the other one. That's pretty interesting. Okay, I know I gave you the right one. I gave you the right one, Crystal. Look at your phone. Look at your phone, Crystal. I blame YouTube though, because YouTube won't let you. No, you're on time, NJ. You're on time. We just having a little technical stuff that we'll probably get cut out when she gets here. So, but welcome in, NJ. Welcome in to Tech Data to Talk Data to me. Be your host, Chicago John, and our host, Crystal. As she hitting everything and panicking and there she is.
Shout out to you. You are not. We are getting all set up. Thank you for joining us here. Talk Data to Me live on YouTube with our friend Chicago John and me, your girl Chris D. Welcome in. How are we feeling, Chicago? How was the week?
Shoot, the week just started. Today, what? Today, Monday for me. It felt like a Monday.
Right.
So,
You coming back from vacation, John? But you put in work. You were working while you were there, eh? A
yeah, I
little
was
bit.
working a little bit.
A
Yeah, a
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah, you had to take some time for ourselves, and y'all got to take time for you. But I it never was not take. We took too much time. We took so much time. We weren't even on last week, but that's fine. We're here
He's like,
now.
there's no more time, right?
Yeah,
I'm
our
in here.
days are.
Gonna share it out here real quick.
Yeah, so welcome all the 15 people in here. Welcome, guys. If y'all in here, please go ahead, grab a subscription. Subscribe to me, subscribe to Crystal right over there. Her goal is to be at 400 by the end of May. So if y'all can help her get to that, she's only at 328. So let's help with that. My goal is to get to 1,000 probably by July. I already got almost 800 subscribers on here too. So follow us all. Welcome in to Talk Data to Us, and we gotta shout out this name of the show, Talk Data to Us on all platforms. You're listening to us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever the hell that you think we are going to be, wherever technology is, we're probably gonna be there. So, welcome in everybody. And like I said, I am back from vacation, Crystal back from her vacation. We're back from our weekly vacation. So we're back here doing what we need to do to get into it, to be the one and only one stop shop for you guys to catch up with everything in tech, money, reality, play, content, all that kind of stuff. People just like y'all, just trying to hustle, learn how to get your things in. Thank you for the likes too. If y'all see that little like part, hit that on the video as well too for YouTube or wherever you're watching the video at. It helps out a lot. It put those signals out there. YouTube is definitely the place to be when you're going and you start live streaming. A lot of people don't believe it, but it is. There's a lot of people are taking off and doing quite well. So, want to be part of that. If you need help learning to be part of that, I do offer a one-on-one session. You can find it in my beacon, which are in my embedded on my videos, or go to my main page, set up time, a quick fire session for 15 minutes, or a longer session for an hour, whichever one best represent you and that you can do. Because you take some time to invest in me, I'll definitely invest it into you. So Zoe, hey, Zoe back. Zoe's back and NJ is back.
Zohai
Everybody
came
back
back.
catching
Thank
us.
you, NJ. We definitely are learning to vacation well. We even use AI to help us do it. So we talk about all things from the trends to the tech to just what is going on in regular life, right? So thank you so much for coming back. Yes, Zohai, we took the week off. Had a little vacation fun, and now we hitting it back on this happy hump day. So thank you so much for coming back, joining us. Make sure y'all hit that like button, smash the like button, and subscribe over here to Chicago John and me, Chris D. I see Zohai keeping the chat hot already, teaching us about the MacBooks. We're going to get all the way into the chat. Today, we're actually talking to you about how we're going to, make sure that we have our own stuff. Are we going to take a page out of Taylor Swift's book? I mean, it's here for Talk Data to me. It's the biggest story out there, and most of us always talk about. Listen, last week we were talking about how Sora is gone and the systems versus your tools and whether or not you actually own any of your content. And then here comes your big girl, your fave. Is she your fave? Are you a Swiftie?
Absolutely not. I'm not a Swifty. I don't think I match her demographic. When I mean that I'm not an ex boyfriend to her. So no, I am not Taylor Swift
Well played, my
demographic.
friend. Well
Right.
played.
I don't mean anything
Listen,
else by anything by you, Taylor.
obviously,
So
that's what I meant. I'm not her ex boyfriend.
now you're a
Obvious.
Swift fan. You definitely a Swift fan. You know,
I
you
don't
got
know if that
exes.
might be your ex wife. You think my name is Crystal. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, no, no Swifty here. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. We in here throwing a little bit of shade at the same time, talking about the news, talking about what's going on in the world, and talking to our friends here. NJ keeping keeping it hot, and Zohai is telling us he actually has a bunch of information for when we start talking about the way that we're running things and what kind of systems and automations you're using. And he's always really, really knowledgeable. They are always really knowledgeable about the actual. I ain't got nothing but this iPad, y'all. I don't know nothing about the Linux. I don't know nothing about the Mac. So that's why you got to have a good network. You got to have good friends to make sure they keep you up to date. Your girl ain't over here coding. That's why we using Claude. Okay, so we learn what we can from who we can. Thank you so much for coming back, Zohai. Thank you so much, NJ. Y'all go ahead and love on the live for us, and make sure you link up with Chicago John and me, your girl Chris D. We all talking about AI tools, the models, Sora's disappearing. What are you seeing, John?
All right, so let's go back to the Swift conversation. So, what's going on with your girl Swift? Is she breaking up with something in technology? Because that's the only reason why you should be bringing that up to me. You know,
Listen, maybe that's what it is. She's breaking up with technology, right?
uh, yeah. So, I mean, do you have the news on it? Because based on what I know about it, is that she is licensing and trying to get people to not take her image or company to take her image, and now she copyrighting her own self in a way, so nobody can take her way of making music. So now she's leaving a whole bunch of poor girls in the suburbs with overdrawn sweaters, and they can't make music or sing on a ukulele like her or something like that. Is that the gist of the news?
Let's be honest. I would love to see what the trademark covers. Can you still be blonde and play the guitar? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But what we do know is that she has trademarked herself, and she is the biggest name to do it. It's the biggest thing happening, I guess I would say right now. But Matthew McConaughey actually did a similar thing, covering his entire likeness and everything he's been in before. So if you've ever thought about, how you build your own IP, how these platforms are locking you out of your own data, of your own creation, making sure that you trademark yourself, making sure that you own your name. How many of us have our own website, but it's not our name or our brand, or, trademarking is not cheap.
Yeah, and it's really not. But I guess it's about when to do it. You know, when do you want to? Do you do it on every idea? Because if Crystal had to do it after every idea she had,
You're right, Zohai. Her fans.
do it. She'll be broke. The baby be up for adoption. The man will be gone. Her
I would
grandmother
have to
will be
trademark
so.
every freckle. It would be a lot.
Oh my God, the amount of
They would have
money.
to make sure the right proportions.
Her whole bloodline, her generation of her, if her kids had babies and kids
So
themselves,
high, high
they were
priority.
owned. They were owned. So yeah, so at the end of the day, it's like you need to be smart about what you're gonna copyright about with yourself. Like myself, I wrote a book, Big Mom and the Big Back Book of Secrets. And that is out now. That is a copyrighted
Woo!
book and things.
We got a
So
published
if you're
author in
investing
our
your
midst,
money,
y'all. Worldwide,
right? If you do
worldwide.
want to check it out, it's in my bio, so you need to check it. So, but being smart about what to trademark. We let's look at Mr. Tenderism. He didn't get a chance to trademark it, but somebody else did because they saw the value in it. It was taken off. Now we would all like to think that we all Mr. Tenderism out there and having really brilliant ideas, but you're not though. But when you start seeing things picking up speed, there's a thing on the social media right now. It's probably gonna be gone, where it's like I'm the birthday or you're the birthday or whatever by this girl, this lady who filmed her child having a freak out for a birthday thing. She trying to and now should she trademark that like you're the birthday? Um, I don't know. Like I don't know. I mean, if you're gonna make it to t-shirts and things of that nature, maybe.
At
So
the
you got to make sure
least.
that it does make sense to you at the least. Even if people are starting to have backlash, just don't want it anymore. At least you can trademark because the trademark will usually last about a good year or so or two. They last a little bit. I don't know about the trademark laws, so look up the trademark laws in your own city, in your own jurisdiction, that kind of stuff. I've only trademarked a lot of things, so when it comes to Taylor Swift, for her to do it, I don't think it really. I mean, hey, she can't really trademark those certain things. But hey, what are the things that she trademarking that from the AI
It
or
looks
from the
like
computers?
she trademarked her voice and likeness.
Her likeness.
I mean, no offense, but we talk about it a lot with AI and what is likeness, right? If I described a person with features, I don't think she's the only person that would come up with those features. Don't come for me, Swifties. Don't get us canceled.
Come for
I
her.
don't know why
Go
you're
for her.
Swifties and she's a billionaire and the place where she's from is still sitting on the. But look, you know what? That's for a different podcast. Personally,
I,
another
um,
another interesting side note, what I'd started talking about in the beginning was that Matthew McConaughey had done a set of trademarks as well. So he was looking to block AI impersonations as well, but they say it's like more comprehensive. I can't find what it means. Like it just says it covers multiple forms of his likeness, protection for a wider legal fence around his persona. Swift's is more precise. It's spoken word audio clips and one visual image from her stage persona. So that narrower approach is saying it's useful because trademark law works best on specific marks, specific sounds, and brand identifiers rather than a generic protect my likeness claim. So y'all are too awesome. Thank you so much. Apparently not. It didn't come with copyright. Thank you so much. That's a really interesting point. Chicago John, is it trademarked, right? Did we trademark our names? A lot of times a lot of us will save our handles and save a website, get the emails because you can't necessarily pay for the trademark yet. Maybe it's not your LLC. A lot of times they recommend not making your LLC your name, especially for the regular people. Our friends in the chat are making sure that you got your stuff, Chicago John TM. Let's see it.
all right, I gotta yell at my assistant and for her to figure out which one she need to get trademarked for me. So if my assistant out there listening out there, you need to figure that out, please, and get that done ASAP. Thank you.
Ooh,
So,
homework.
oh,
We got
you're fired.
homework.
Yeah, but like I said, if you're starting to see traction on yourself, you are making these different types of traction, and you're moving in that the right direction. That's when you need to start doing the trademarks of it. Now, like, if you want to be Big Mama, Big Buddy, Big Booty Judy 69, and you only made one video, and that one video only got 10 likes, you can go ahead and waste your money with it. But come on, it's not really gonna be there for you. And then for Taylor Swift, I don't know. The likeness, that's something kind of hard to prove because I mean, I don't want to say she invented what she looked like, but I've seen so many um, Taylor Swift type of individuals that look like her and the dress and act and talk like her. I don't even know what Taylor Swift is. So if I ever got caught up in a corporate meeting, I'm thinking everybody look like Taylor Swift. Or if I ever went to like a Fox News hangout party, I wouldn't be able to tell Taylor Swift in the lineup. I'm not gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I got somebody like Beyonce too, who kind of the opposite end of the clone the clone wars of Taylor Swift. Does she need to copyright certain things as well too? Would she have things to copyright? She got the beehives, the hives or the bees or the beehives or whatever
I
for
don't know if they
Beyonce.
even care to trademark that as much as they do, like, like they were saying on here, her specific stage persona that she's now grown into. I wonder if she would even bother trademarking, old country Taylor versus like now hot pop, I'm engaged Taylor. I don't know. Her music's different now, right? I don't know. I'm not a Swiftie. I got nothing. We do know that it has to do about money, and money is the only real reason for any of this. So let's be honest. Artists fight for their masters, right? Companies build IPs. We are watching platforms lock us out of ecosystems, and now individual
Yeah.
creators, individual artists are making sure of the same thing. So there are plenty of people that are not signing contracts for their music, and now they're gonna make sure that they have a trademark for their likeness, so these random platforms can't just start making Sora videos of them. Snoop Dogg.
And that's the thing. Like you said, Sora is gone. Definitely after yesterday, I saw it myself. Sora was no
Hmm.
longer like you couldn't even do it. There was no videos, no nothing. I think the only thing I saw was some unhinged messages from somebody, but that's about all you can see. You can't download it. It's not in the app store. So if you didn't get your Sora now, it's gone forever. I've taken a lot of my good Soras and it's already on my YouTube channel. Especially my the one that got me 3 million views. The Substitute and all the Substitute properties are all. I took down all the good ones that I needed to, but at the end of the day, they own it because you put it up on their page. Last week,
Fact.
TikTok had a whole thing about the TikTok remix feature, and the remix feature, everybody was freaking out because they didn't want TikTok to own their video. But at the end of the day, when you upload to these sites like YouTube and TikTok and all of them, they own a piece of it for a bit before they can do whatever. They may not own it per se, and I don't know. I'm not the copyright guy, but they can do a lot because a lot of us don't read the terms and conditions. And some of the terms, a lot of they're not using it in a malicious type way. They can probably pretty much use you in a clip. You can see yourself in the commercial, just like when you're on college campus, and they take a picture of you eating a sandwich, and then they put you as a black guy as
In the
like
book.
one of
Oh
the
yeah,
diversity
that
hires
definitely happened
and
to me.
things. Yeah, yeah. So you can't even do anything about that if you're being a diversity hire and just showing up as that, individual. So if that's
It
the
was
thing that
smart.
you are, yeah, if that's the thing you're worried about, then don't upload on none of these other platforms. Don't upload on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Have your own thing, but you're gonna have to, or just read the rules better so you can better equip yourself. There's a lot of people on the art side of things who are talking about, like I'm not uploading, like I upload my art there. You don't have any right to take any of my art down or something like that. And it's like, no, you put it on a live thing, so. Um, you put it on a live, I mean, on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, Instagram, you put it up there for the public to have it. Now, granted, if somebody would have came in or AI would have went into your lock files and stole your photo and uploaded it itself and stuff like that, then you probably have a better case. But when you put it up there to the social medias and then they do something with it, or somebody else take it and do something with it, or you put your art in public and somebody take your style, you put it out there, you know.
Listen,
So
2.1 million steal. I know about that. So, somebody can
the
think that you
studio,
took their idea, and people realize, like, actually, that wasn't a brand new idea that no one else could have had. Um, and sadly, you usually don't have much of a case. There's a reason that AI can't be legally trademarked at the moment. You can't trademark your AI art. I see NJ saying that they are so glad they didn't learn Sora at all. But can you imagine them stealing all the family reunion uploads? But that's exactly what they're doing, especially for Black people. They don't know how to draw Black people. They don't know what we look like. They don't know how to describe us. And now that we are using it, they're like, oh, are those the adjectives y'all would have used for yourself? Try it. Every time you go in there,
they,
say, beautiful tall woman with freckles wearing da 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 da. She white. You got to put the actual words saying that she's something else. Look at it. I'm just stating facts. It is what it is.
Look, this is a tangent. Her and her freckle diary. So we're not gonna go down the freckle road with her and stuff like that,
Don't
y'all.
get me started. You saw
Also,
that last thumbnail you made. Okay. Who were those people?
a side note too, if anybody ever watched Dragon Ball Z, one of the worst creatures that Akira Toriyama drew was Cell. And so every time Crystal started going on about her freckles, it reminded me of Perfect Cell. And if you guys don't know what Perfect Cell is, he is the monster in Dragon Ball, which he had little black freckles all over his body, and the artist had to draw that every time.
Every time.
Um, you know, every time stuff. So
Look, that's like what you were you
yeah.
saying in your last video that they were mad about using AI for to do sign language. Um,
Oh my
isn't
God! Do
that
you see?
so
You
interesting? You
know,
would think that AI doing the sign language would have been so cool that now there's sign language for the Disney movies. How could that make you mad?
and the point was of the video. If you guys don't know, if you guys can check out my video,
Yes.
I don't know if I put it on. I should have put it on here. I put it on my other Chicago John, but it's on my TikTok and it's on my Facebook and LinkedIn. I put a video praising Disney for they did not use AI, but they used people thought they used AI because they redid a lot of their animation with sign language instead. And I said like, hey, one thing I did like when we did have Sora, Sora was able to have us speak in different languages without us learning it, or putting translate it. It translated it for us. And I said, would it be cool if you have AI to do some of that? And people did not like that at all about, having AI to kind of do a little shortcut of doing sign language for people. You mean now? Granted, I said that Disney got enough money where they can still pay the artist and whatever AI is. So if the artist already drew it, then let them pay them and too. Don't let them double dip all the way. I didn't, I wasn't letting them off the hook. I'm just saying that if you had a way to let the AI to help do the sign language and things of that nature, for deaf people and people they lost their stuff. I even had to lose. I lost a Facebook friend, so I'm going in a good way. I lost a person. I talked about that on my live about it. So I'm not gonna bring down the podcast here. So we're moving and doing. At the end of the day, what we're talking about is just be aware of your ownership of your likeness, your work, when to actually start to huckle down and copyright your stuff, huck it down and copyright what you have just because you uploaded certain things or you use things like Sora. Because who knows what Sora doing now? They got billions and billions of hours at this point of everybody and their instructions and how they wanted to form things. They got all that and they can keep it. I used it the best I can. I probably gave them some great ideas and I probably would never know that they're gonna do something totally different with it. So, just always just kind of be
Speaking
aware
of
about it.
that, I don't know if you saw the story about the woman fighting E.L.F products, E.L.F makeup. She they stole her content and used AI
Yeah.
to remake the same videos. Face card never declines, made her packaging the face card makeup. And
Mhm.
so that's really scary because she actually does have a lawyer and trademarks, and they sent them a cease and desist, and they did not care. They're still fighting E.L.F and Neutrogena. So, you can only do so much, and then you have to hope that the system has your back. But has it still done problems and done damage to her and her line, and the fact that she worked so hard? And what's interesting is Elf does collabs all day long.
I'm actually following the Elf guy who's pretty
He
big on the
tries
Elf
so
side
hard.
of things on TikTok. And I kind of want to ask him. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't talk to me about it or say anything. I could, or he can block me or something like that. I was trying to help him get a job for a friend, but yeah, he did. Now that's that blatantly like, and I'm gonna blame AI for it because they could have stolen and had somebody else act it out and do it. That's
Sure.
just what some of these companies or some of these social media, because Elf it had put a big push into showing up at YouTube and TikTok and trying to show a brand. At least from what I follow, because I happen to follow this guy from Elf from somebody else. So to hear that Elf did something like that to this girl, this young lady, I'm like, well, that's why you almost have to. And you now, according to you, you said she already trademarked that whole thing
She's
because she
got
seemed like
quite
she
a
had a big
case.
following already.
Yeah, I
Okay,
wonder.
well,
Yeah,
hell.
I wonder what it's going
Mhm.
to end up being, because she's got quite a case and she's got a lot of, and luckily she was posting everything and she's got timestamps and dates of when she did it and writing it down and when she trademarked it and getting the lawyer to show the copyrights. So I do wonder with trademark laws. I think that's why Taylor Swift, they highlighted that they focused on her stage presence, that she trademarked that,
Mhm.
because you cannot trademark everything. You can't just be like, I walk in the store and use my face as a credit card. It has to be very specific. So I wonder, they're a huge company. I wonder if they're going to, I hope that she gets everything she deserves, because
And yeah, and that's good too. If you do once you start getting that traction,
that part is.
now that now people who don't get the traction, I don't know. But since she sound like, because I looked at her page and she already had a pretty decent following. So since she
Mhm.
had a pretty decent following, if she did the traction, especially if you're a growing content creator and you're starting to do the stuff to protect yourself as you increasing with your business, which that's what I talk about, to talk about. So if you're a content creator and you want to look into the business way of protecting yourself from these other companies, you want to do it, because when they mess up like that, she may get paid. And even though she may, it may suck and she may feel bad about her stuff getting stolen, if she does take it all away and get caught, she can get compensated. And then oh well, then that's just another great idea stolen, and then she can move on, or they can settle out of court and have some type of thing where she get royalties on certain things. So you got to take care and protect. I'm really kind of I would definitely, I probably would message him on the back end about it. He could have blocked me. I'm pretty sure he would, depending on
Like,
how I
maybe
asked
I'll
him.
try and
But
send it from another page just in case. You're right though,
yeah, right.
NJ.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of money. These lawyers could leave her. That's why a lot of people don't sue things, because going through the courts is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
So I really do hope that she gets. I mean, but what we're seeing and what we know, money. Money. So you can do what you can do when you don't have the money. If you can't trademark yourself, then get yourself posting it. Get your ideas out there with your name on it. Put the little line in the middle of and put your logo in the background, and make sure that you have a watermark on your stuff, right? You can be
Yeah.
capturing emails. You could be building your own products. And when you sell something to someone else, that date of sale is actually will hold up in court, so it's not a full trademark, but there's a lot that we can do to protect our name, to structure ourselves as a business. And we can worry about the attention, but we want to really focus on the long term.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, for her, like I said, I hope she gets what she
Yes,
needs.
NJ.
Be if anything, we got to look at Taylor Swift. Just look at the business practice of her. She got enough money. She got enough money than God at this point, so she can copyright and throw all this money at the patent. So for you as a smaller content creator, if you do have something that is doing moving the needle, go ahead and invest into yourself properly. I know it costs money. Sometimes you probably spend more on other things than you do on that thing. So if you got something blowing up, like for me, would I have benefited of copywriting substitute? You know, Not really. It was something. It could maybe if
I
something come
wonder,
up from
yeah,
it
and
later.
it's an interesting thing because her first post that they are, stealing from is 4 years ago. So just because it didn't blow up when you thought it would, or you don't think people see you, y'all, they see you. Okay. They took this girl's idea, her signature series from 3, 4 years ago, and are using it as their campaign now. So don't think that now I don't know who is using it, but look, it's a catchy name. It's the whole thing could be a series on YouTube. Let's be for real. I see NJ talking about what we're saying now, intellectual property theft, and I think that's why she was so upset. Also, a lot of creators are doing these things on their own, and she went through all of this to make and something that popped off and went viral. And can you imagine feeling so good about how creative you were, and then seeing somebody with that kind of money steal your idea, as opposed to pay her for it and collab with her like they do all over the dang internet? I'm just absolutely floored by it. But you know what
That
we're
is
going to keep
crazy.
talking
Like
about. We're going to keep talking about all of the things that are happening. Keep y'all up to date with it. We're going to keep moving through because we got money on the mind. We see you talking about mining Bitcoin with these AI servers. A lot of us talk about, let's see. A lot of us talk about whether or not you use AI to even learn about things that you don't know about. Finances, I think, would be a huge, huge part of where you guys should be going with why you want to look something up. You don't even know what Bitcoin is. You don't know what mining is. You don't know what cryptocurrency is. Go ask ChatGPT, right? So I'm gonna do exactly that and tell you, yeah, of course you could mine it, but like the GPUs are so inefficient compared to ASICs, right? So I don't know how much electricity you'd be able to handle in your own home and what you're paying for, but Bitcoin is just so expensive. So if you were thinking about mining something, might want to look down into like the series or some new cryptos, but that's not financial advice, and
look,
that's going to be another podcast on the side. Okay.
yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
that's Crystal. Crystal frat boy ex boyfriend talk. So she enjoyed the bitcoins and the other all the other
Don't lump me in
internet
with
kind
the
of things.
finance bros, okay? Just because I got a couple collared shirts as well. Listen, we're
Why
talking
you
about
trying to?
whether or not you're posting, whether or not you're engaging. Maybe you're doing none of it and you're actually using AI for your real estate business, for your health insurance, for your recipes in your kitchen, whatever it is. We want to make sure that real life people are using this stuff because it actually is going to do something to help you with your life, whether it's your resume, whether it's your research, or whether it's just holding on while these kids are out of school and it's raining and you need some ideas for games inside. It can help you with all of it. Okay. So we're not necessarily focused on going viral, but we want to show up for the long term. So if you were thinking about doing the same thing, come on in here, talk data to us. We're here every Wednesday, 1 p.m. EST, and it's Chicago John and me, your girl Chris D. If you take nothing else from this episode, just listen here that you need to own something immediately. Not now, not once it blows up. Whatever it's going to be, let's work on it together. Are you going to secure your name? Do you have your domain as the same as the handles? Did you start an LLC? Did you look into trademarks? You can look into all of this stuff with ChatGPT, with Gemini. It can tell you exactly where to go, what government system to sign up with. And maybe you can actually create something that you then sell or control that goes under that name, like a digital product, or like the woman that we are reading after her story, the face card. She was actually selling face card makeup, right? So her entire brand is based on this idea. So she actually has even more um, evidence when she gets into court, when I hope she gets her day in court. So we will follow all of that. Indeed didn't like his AI resume. NJ says, now you've got a video about how to use AI to help you with the resume. Make sure that those headhunting AI bots are finding the people. Did you got any tips for him?
Yeah, you can check out my video on if you're on my YouTube. Go to my Chicago John Zero account, and you can see my videos about AI resumes. I did a pretty okay video to kind of help you make sure that you can get past the ATS systems there. So it's another type of human content that I make. But I think that's why we all would like to talk about the human content versus the structured business of that nature. You know, so you gotta have a little bit of both. If especially when it comes down to like resume making, you want either you do need the human aspect for you to tell what is going on, what is are you putting in the right information, but at the same time you want to sound human too. You don't want to sound so robotic and everything. But that's the reality that we live in. So it's human being trying to be human and business. Are you? But you're a rebel. Okay, you like my video, but it was a rebel. Okay, cool.
Listen, we can you
So
can
I
only lead a horse to water. No. Let's be honest, a lot of times people say that too for like reaching out within LinkedIn. You can actually be sending messages to individual people as opposed to just sending your resume straight
yeah.
on. Like a lot of people are talking about how you can get the human aspect of a touch point. So maybe you want your resume to sound more human. Well, just don't forget that they don't have humans reading your resume right now. So you might want to be a rebel, but if you want to help yourself and get yourself picked, um, and I did see your question earlier, Zohai. So if you're still here, it sounds like that the video memory is king, right? That's the star of the show. And yeah, it does care about both, but VRAM is definitely the star. Um, and ironically, it's AI is just going to keep getting more and more complex, right? We're going to keep doing more and more complex work. So let's see if they can keep up. We're moving on to the reality and the play, right? Because once you know that you could get your stuff stolen, you need to know what you're going to do next. So thank you so much, NJ. Thank y'all all for loving on the live. We really appreciate you being here. We are talking now about the play for you, right? Because we are might be
Mhm.
texting each other what the trends are, but if we don't take anything away and we don't give you any action steps, then maybe you just hung out with us for the day. But we want to make sure that you do something. So, did you get your LLC? Do you have all of your business names with a handle saved online, right? Whether it's TikTok, Facebook, IG, TT, Mimi, LI, whatever it may be. See if you can save the name at first. Do you have your trademarks if you're serious? Do you have an email list?
Okay.
What's the move?
So all right. So the thing is, like, first, what I guess, and this would probably be a whole video that you probably would have to do for your own self about the different types of structures of what should people actually get, especially coming from a content way or a business and all that kind of thing. Because all of these have different paths. They may kind of lead to the same thing, but it's a different way of setting up. Because if somebody go ahead and invest their money into all these different things, they're going to be very upset or confused of what to do. So you got to, I think, if we're talking to content creators, what do they need to actually start doing for the content creators as far as a business, or what is it to get a LLC or so on that? So let's talk about for content.
Well, for content is what we said. Secure your names, your handles, the domain. You could be putting a watermark on the actual videos so that people can't just scrub your stuff. What were your
Right.
ideas?
So for the content, yeah, definitely have a. So I'm asking, or and this is something we pull up for homework. Getting an LLC versus a BBC or all the different ones. What would be a content creator if you was a content creator who never a content creator who never had done anything, but you're starting to make some money. People want to buy more things from you or want to buy stuff from you. What should you start out with? And that will be a what?
Whatever I just said.
Okay.
the
I'm
I
saying
don't
one
have a
thing at
new
a time.
answer.
Just one thing.
Okay, the
Okay. Well,
handles,
I don't know.
handles, and putting your making sure you all of the names that you have saved. What is your idea? What am I missing? Am I supposed to be saying something?
Okay, I would just say just start out with an LLC first, and get an LLC, do the process. So you got to look up things with your state, with your whatever state you're in. What do you need to do? How much you got to pay? Most of them cost about $300 and stuff like that. So hey, Blue. Most of them cost about $300, depending where you live. What that covers, know what that covers. Doing that, you know, like you said, okay, and that's what you're saying. You securing your name, and then That's just knowing what your name. I'm Chicago John. This is Crystal Creates, or you call in something else, Chris D, you know, creates or something like that, or
Right. Like
whatever that
right
we
now, I
got. So
have
that
Chris D Eats, right? So my food and bev
right,
page, like making sure that I saved it. So if you have a brand and you might start something and it's not started yet, but you know that you're going there, you at least might as well hold the handles and maybe even build an email list or an LLC based around that as well. Thank y'all so much. If you don't own your content, right? You put everything on this platform, but you don't realize that it's not in your organized files or something, right? They could shut down and you don't have it. So we're looking at Sora and we're looking at how many people didn't download their content. We're looking at unfortunately, one of the women that we follow that she got her whole signature series taken by a huge company like E.L.F, copying an idea that she had 3 years ago, right? So whether or not you can trademark something might cost money, but why not? Make sure that you're posting it, make sure that you're watermarking your stuff. And look, luckily she did that and she has proof that she has been posting well before they stole her idea.
right. So like we said, secure your name. Like I said, handle the domain, like she said, start your LLC, and then also own your audience by building an email list. A lot of times your people are on these apps, TikTok, so YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of them, and you're not getting the emails of people. People still use the email, regardless of people say they don't check it. People check the emails because you gotta. That's the number one way for you to sign into YouTube, especially on YouTube. You have to have an email, a Gmail account to get into it. So getting those emails are really great because then that's something that you can bypass a lot. There's a lot of people on Instagram before you can communicate with them. You got to get them an email, and then you get little updates every so often about their email session or what they're going through. So that's what you got to. If you guys had to get homework from Chicago John and Christy over here, I would say if you were going to start your business, what would be your handle and domain that you would secure, and what will you start your LLC with? How much would that cost for you in your state to start that? And then if you were going to build an email list of all the people who actually follow you and love you and who's your attention, how many emails do you think you may be able to get from everybody who wanted to support you? So get that. That'll be your homework. That'll be your first three things
I
of homework
love
to
that.
do.
So we talking long game, okay? With the internet is actually moving more human, even though we're talking AI. So maybe the things that you are posting, especially when they are of yourself, you might really want to make sure that you are putting your watermark or what have you, however you're making sure that it's seen as you. But people want real and they want raw. So maybe you need to be taping yourself and using AI in the background to, automatically post it or what have you. But I'm seeing a lot of reactions to the AI twins, um, to the fake AI influencers, right? So the real advantage, I think, is not choosing one. It's seeing what your audience relates to and doubling down on it. You might want to just search for the human in the front and the structure with the AI in the background. But listen, we're using AI for our videos too. We are not together, and marketing our podcast is hard. So we make AI versions of ourselves, of us in the same room doing a podcast. If it doesn't go over well for the next 30 days, we gonna try something else. Okay. So what is the human in front? Who is the human in front that your audience needs to connect with as far as your brand? And then is your business actually structured in the back like an actual business instead of just, a fun hobby that you do on the side?
All right, and you got to ask for the homework. That homework is due next Wednesday, on every Wednesday, or put it on one of the posts that you'll see or the video out here. You can put it back on this channel, or you can put it on the next video for next time. So we'll ask for that
Yes,
type
we're
of
going to check in with
homework.
y'all next Wednesday. Okay. Talk Data to Me. We'll be here 1 p.m. EST. We're going to ask everybody what their LLC name is. Okay, and we gonna see if you got your handles saved and if you have been posting as a business. And if you've already been doing it, then let us come follow you. Let us come support you. And you come follow us over here, Chicago John and me, your girl Chris D. We are talking about focusing on being seen, but we want to also focus on what people see and whether or not you own what you post. What you thinking, Chicago John? You gonna get another LLC done?
I'll probably, most likely, I already got to add one to the one I already have, and that's that's more information I need to do. Can I update what I already have? I need to change it around or aim it for someone else. So
Oh, good point.
yeah.
Well, write those down and let us know next week if you were able to change it or if you have to have a new one. I don't know anything about that. And I didn't have time to ask ChatGPT. That's on me, your girl, Chris D. Thank y'all so much for loving on the live. We're so glad you joined us again here on Talk Data to Me. If you've missed any episodes, we are streaming all previous episodes on Spotify. So just go to that little search button and type Talk Data to Me, and you'll see me, Chicago John, and we'll see you all next Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST. But he's going to go live over on the TT right now. So come on in here and come to after hours, happy hour for some of us, depending.
Take care, y'all. Next time.